Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss in Geography Unit 7. It's a final lesson in your term, Human Geography of Tamil Nadu. What is human about the population? Human geography refers to the study of ways of development of human societies and their operation in relation to their physical environment. Human geography. What you are going to learn in this chapter? The objectives. To understand the agricultural factors, major crops, and their distribution in Tamil Nadu. To learn about the water resources of Tamil Nadu. To study the mineral and industrial resources of Tamil Nadu. To analyze the population and its composition in Tamil Nadu. To learn about the man-made disasters in Tamil Nadu. So first, let me go to the introduction. Human geography refers to the study of ways of development of human societies and their operation in relation to their physical environment. This chapter actually focuses on the distribution, characteristics, and utilization of different resources in Tamil Nadu. We have studied earlier that the earth is endowed with a variety of natural resources such as landforms, rivers, soil, natural vegetation, water, and wildlife. These resources are useful only when they are utilized. But human beings, they are the main resources who use these resources using their intelligence and skill. Thus, the human beings are the most significant resource on the earth's surface. They turn all these natural resources into useful products with their skills and abilities. So, human resources are the important resource who's using these resources with their intelligence and skill. Now, we are talking about the agriculture. Among that, human resource is an important resource, you know very well. In that, the first thing the people started to introduce in agriculture. What is agriculture? The word agriculture is derived from the Latin words agere and cultura, which means field and growing. Agri means field, culture means growing. Agriculture is a practice of farming that includes the cultivation of crops, rearing of animals, birds, forestry, fisheries, and other related activities. What is agriculture? It is nothing but not only a farming, it includes the cultivation of crops, rearing of animals, birds, forestry, fisheries, and other related activities. So, agriculture is a major occupation in Tamil Nadu. What is the major occupation in Tamil Nadu? Agriculture. Agriculture has been the mainstay of the state's economy since independence, with more than 65% of the population depends upon this sector for their living. Agriculture provides employment for the rural people, that is village people, on a large scale. There is a strong link between the agriculture and economic growth. Paddy, that is nel vagaigal, millets, dry crops, and pulses, parupu vagaigal. They are the principal food crops of the state. Sugarcane, cotton, sunflower, coconut, cashew, chilies, gingerly, groundnut, tea, coffee, cardamom, and rubber. Cardamom means elaka. Rubber are the major commercial crops. So, food crops are paddy, millets, and pulses. And the other crops are called as a commercial crops, or otherwise we call as a cash crops. Geographical determinants of agriculture. What is the determinants? It causes factors or it causes of agriculture. It depends upon the landform, climate, soil, and irrigation. These are the factors that determine the growth of agriculture. First thing, landform. Tamil Nadu is a land of diverse landscape comprising of hills. Diverse means a natural feature of the very different earth surface. Okay, here this comprising of hills, plateaus and as well as the plains. Among them, the plains are most suitable for the agriculture. The plains with alluvial soil which enhances the agricultural productivity. Example, plains of Kaveri. Okay, this is a very important area in Tamil Nadu. So agriculture in the plateau is a moderate and is poor on the hills. What is that? Agriculture productivity is very poor in the hillside and moderate in the plateau side and very rich in the plains of Kaveri. So this is the landform features of among that. Now you are talking about the climate. What is climate? The weather conditions prevailing in an area in general or over a long period. Weather means vanilai. Climate means kala nilai. Tamil Nadu. It is situated in the tropical zone which is nearer to the equator. Already we have discussed about the entire India. Now we are discussing only about our state. Tamil Nadu is situated in the tropical zone which is nearer to the equator. The state experiences a tropical climate. What type of climate? Tropical climate. Hence, the temperature in Tamil Nadu is relatively high almost throughout the year. So, only the tropical crops are cultivated. Water is another limiting factor of agriculture. Northeast monsoon is a major source of rainfall for Tamil Nadu. Now we are receiving northeast monsoon rainfall only. This is the season for the Tamil Nadu to receive more rain. Therefore, the major cropping season begins with this season. The rainfall in this season and the irrigation facilities which affect the agriculture to a large extent. Now, soil, another important factor. Soil is one of the most essential elements of agriculture. It provides essential minerals or nutrients for the growth of crops and vegetation. The regions of river valleys and the coastal plains are the most agriculturally productive regions of the state as they are covered with a fertile alluvial soil. Soil is another important factor to get the proper agricultural product. Now, irrigation. Irrigation, neer pasanam. It's a man-made supply of water to the agricultural field. That is the meaning it's given here. The supply of water to land or the crops to help growth. Valarchikaga, we need the neer pasanam. Monsoon rainfall in the state is highly irregular. You know very well, throughout the year we are not receiving rain. It's a irregular only. So further it is seasonal. Hence, irrigation becomes necessary for the successful cultivation of crops in the state. For the entire India itself, you know very well, the whole India is not receiving throughout the year the rain. So only the seasonal rainfall. So in the dry regions, rain-fed crops are also cultivated. Types and regions of agriculture practices in Tamil Nadu. What are the types we have? Subsistence intensive agriculture, plantation agriculture, mixed farming. Area where they are practicing the subsistence intensive agriculture. It practiced all over Tamil Nadu with a few exceptionals area where the mountainous and hilly regions are not necessary. Plantation agriculture, it expects the hill slopes of the eastern and western Ghats. Mixed farming, banks of the river Kaveri and Tenpannai. So, any kind of crops they can able to cultivate in that region. Now we are going to see about the cropping seasons in Tamil Nadu. Farmers select different crops for the different seasons of cultivation. It is based on the temperature and availability of moisture in the soil. According to that, the state has the following cropping seasons. It's one of your brief answer. What is the name of the crop and the sowing period and harvesting period and major crops? Swarnavari. It's a Chitture Pattam. April to May, during that April-May they are sowing, harvesting in the month of August between the September. And what are the crops they are just getting? Millets and cotton. Samba Adipattam. Sowing period is July to August harvesting, kadir arukkadu, January to February. What are the crops they are getting? Paddy and sugarcane. Navarai, November to December, the sowing period. Harvesting period, kadir arukkadu on February, March. Fruits, vegetables, cucumber and watermelon they are getting in this season. Distribution of major crops in Tamil Nadu. Crops like paddy, millets, pulses, oilseeds, sugarcane, cotton. So like many. So here we are going to discuss the first thing about the paddy. Look at the paddy cultivation, how they are. In the wet field, they are just trying to cultivate that. Paddy is the most important staple food crop of Tamil Nadu. What are the types? Ponni and Khichdi Samba are the major varieties of paddy grown in Tamil Nadu. What are the types? Ponni and Khichdi Samba. They are the major varieties of paddy. Paddy என்றது நெல், rice before threshing. நெல் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க எல்லாருமே இல்லையா? That is called as a paddy. Though it is cultivated all over Tamil Nadu, its cultivation is highly concentrated in Tanjore, Tiruvarur, Tiruvallur, Kanjipuram, Viluppuram, Kadalur and the Tirunelveli districts. It ranks third in the production of rice among the states of India. The deltaic region of river Kaveri, that is the undivided Tanjore district, is a major rice producing region of Tamil Nadu. So this region is rightly called as a granary of Tamil Nadu. Granary means Dhaniyangal. Granary of Tamil Nadu. Millets. Tinai vagaigal. Millets, which form the staple food of nearly 1/3 of the human population of Tamil Nadu. What is that? Sorghum, jowar, that is cholam, ragi, kelvaragu, and bajra, kambu. They are the major millets. These are grown not only in drier areas but also in the coastal plains. So sorghum is grown in the Coimbatore, sorghum is the cholam, grown in the Coimbatore Plateau and Kambam Valley. Plateau region, it's a little bit high peak. But here the Kambam Valley, it's a river valley. So both the side it is growing. Ragi is grown in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Vellore and Kadalur districts. Bajra is mostly cultivated in Ramanathapuram, Tirunelveli, Karur, Perambalur and Salem districts. India observed 2018 as a national year of the millets. FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, has decided to observe 2023 as the International Year of the Millets. Now the next thing is pulses. Paruppu vagaigal. Before that we have discussed about the thinai, that is millets, dry crops. Now pulses are the major source of protein. What are the types you are getting? Bengal gram, black gram, green gram, cowpea, that is the tattai pairu they used to call, and horse gram, gudrekullu. They are the important pulses grown in Tamil Nadu. Pulses are grown in a wide range of climatic conditions, mostly in the dry regions with or without irrigation. So mild, cool climate and a low to moderate rainfall are best suited for these crops. Pulses serve as an excellent fodder. Pulses are grown in almost all the districts except Chennai, Nilgiris and Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari, it's a main region, everybody knows that. Coimbatore leads in our production of Bengal gram. Kadalai Parupun சொல்றீங்க like that. Vellore and Kanyakumari districts produce the red gram. Tiruvarur, Nagapattinam and Thoothukudi districts are the principal producers of green gram and black gram. Horse gram is widely cultivated in Dharmapuri and Krishnagiri districts. Now the next thing is oil seeds. Seeds, through the seeds they are just extracting the oil. Groundnut, வேர்க்கடலை சொல்கிறீங்களே அது, ஜிஞ்சலி, castor, எள்ளெண்ணெய் சொல்கிறது, விளக்கெண்ணெய், கோகனட், sunflower and mustard, எள்ளு, that is கடுகுன்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, that is mustard. எள்ளுன்றது தான் ஜிஞ்சலி. They are some of the oil seeds that are grown in Tamil Nadu. Apart from its use in food preparation, it is used in the industries as a lubricant in the manufacture of varnish, soaps, candles, cosmetics and pharmaceuticals. மருந்தாகவும் பயன்படுத்துகிறாங்க. Groundnut is the major oil seed of the state. The cultivation of groundnut is mostly concentrated in Vellore, Tiruvannamalai, Viluppuram, Salem and Pudukkottai districts. It is also grown to some extent in Dharmapuri, Kadalur, Perambalur and Madurai. Erode, Ramanathapuram, Sivagangai and Virudhunagar districts are its minor producers. Coconut is grown in Coimbatore, Tanjore and Kanyakumari districts. Now, the another crop is the sugarcane. It's one of the major cash crops of the state. It is an annual crop, so it requires high temperature and heavy rainfall. It grows well in the tropical region. So, major sugarcane producing districts are Tiruvallur, Kanjipuram, Vellore, Kadalur, Tiruchirappalli, Coimbatore, Erode, and Tirunelveli districts. Cotton, it is a fiber crop and it is one of the important cash crop. It requires black soil to grow, long frost-free condition and warm and humid weather for its cultivation. Humid weather in the early stages and a hot, dry weather during harvest period is suitable for this crop. So it is predominantly cultivated in Coimbatore Plateau and Vaigai Vaipar river basins. It is also cultivated in Madurai, Ramanathapuram, Virudhunagar, Tirunelveli, Thuthukudi, Salem and Dharmapuri districts. This is a map of Tamil Nadu major crops. What are the crops growing in Tamil Nadu? You can see that in a key. What is available? Look at the legend: paddy, pulses, sugarcane, millets, ragi, tea, cotton, coffee, oilseeds, rubber. So these are the crops growing in Tamil Nadu. Which are the area it is located? You have to do this map. Now look at the plantation crops: tea, coffee, cashew, rubber and cinchona. Totta Payirgal used to call. They are the major plantation crops of the state. So Tamil Nadu ranks second in area and production of tea in India next to the Assam. Tea plantations are found in the hills of the Nilgiris and Coimbatore. The Nilgiris is notable regions for the tea plantations. Coffee plants are grown in the hills of the Western Ghats as well as the Eastern Ghats. It is also found in the hilly slopes of the Dindigul, Madurai, Theni and Salem districts. So this you can refer here. Look at the tea. Which are the districts that's available? Okay, Nilgiris. Look at this. And the Coimbatore and the Erode border. This is a part of the Western Ghats region. Okay, which lies. So, it is also found in the hilly slopes of Dindigul, Madurai, Theni and Salem districts. Erkard, Kulli Hills and Kodaikanal are notable for coffee plantations. Tamil Nadu stands second in area and production of coffee next to the Karnataka. Rubber plantations are significant in Kanyakumari. Pepper is confined to the warm and wet slopes of eastern and western Ghats of Tamil Nadu. Cashew is extensively cultivated in a Kadalur district. Now look at livestock or animal husbandry we used to call Kalnadai Valarpu. What is livestock? The science of breeding and caring for farm animals like cattle, sheep, pig, goats, horses, donkeys, buffaloes, oxen, etc. in the agricultural area. Okay. So livestock has remained an integral part of the socio-economic fabric of rural people. First thing is the goat. Goat is also known as a poor man's cow in India. It forms a very important component in dry and land farming system. In the marginal or undulating lands unsuitable for rearing of other types of cattle like cow or buffalo, goat is the best alternative for that. It's a very much suitable the dry land farming system only for the goat instead of cow or the buffalo. With a very low investments, goat rearing can be made into profitable venture for small and marginal farmers. Look at this. Tamil Nadu Dairy Development Corporation Limited was transformed into the newly registered Tamil Nadu Cooperative Milk Producers Federation Limited, popularly known as AVIN. AVIN Milk throughout by the Tamil Nadu government. Now look at the sheep. Sheep is used for multiple purposes like wool, meat, milk, skins and manure, and forms an important component of the rural economy, particularly in the arid and semi-arid and mountainous areas of Tamil Nadu. So it provides a dependable source of income to the shepherds through the scale of wool and animals. Fishing, you know very well, since Tamil Nadu it's a coastal state, fishing is one of the major occupations in the state. So with the widespread reservoirs and the rivers, inland fishing also seen to a considerable extent. Marine fishing is also there. An area of 41,412 square kilometer of continental shelves of the state favors the coastal fishing, and Tamil Nadu is one of the leading states in marine fish production. Now see the water resources. It's another one important resource you are finding here. Water is a precious gift of nature to the humankind and millions of other species living on earth. Tamil Nadu constitutes 4% of India's land area and is inhabited by the 6% of India's population, but has only 2.5% of India's water resources. So more than 95% of the surface water and 80% of the groundwater have already been put into use. Look at that surface water resources. What are the resources we have? River basin, reservoirs, tanks, tube wells and other wells. Open wells, the total million cubic meters. How many numbers? You have all these reservoirs. Multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose river valley projects are basically designed for the development of irrigation for the agriculture and the hydropower generation. Through the water, they are extracting the electricity. So, however, they are used for many other purposes as well. One among that is the Mettur Dam, Bhavani Dam, Amravati Dam, Krishnagiri Dam, Satanur Dam, Mullai Periyar Dam, Vaigai Dam, Manimuttar Dam, the Papanasam Dam, Parampikulam Aliyar project is another water resource management you are going to see. The first thing is all these side headings under for your second paragraph and as well as your third brief. The Mettur Dam, you know very well, very important one, was constructed in the gorge where the river Kaveri enters the plain. It is one of the oldest dam in India. It provides irrigation to the Salem, Erode, Karur, Tiruchirappalli, Tanjore, Tiruvarur and Nagapattinam districts of farmlands. So this is the Mettur Dam on the river Kaveri basin. Bhavani Sagar. This is located around 80 km away from the Coimbatore city in the district of Erode. So it has been constructed across the river Bhavani. This dam is one of the biggest earthen dams in the country. Amravati Dam is situated 25 km away from the Udumalpet in Tirupur district. The dam has been constructed across the river Amravati, a tributary of Kaveri. The dam was built primarily for irrigation and flood control. A small hydropower station has also been installed recently. Krishnagiri Dam. It is situated at a distance of 7 km from Krishnagiri towards the Dharmapuri. Satanur Dam, it's a familiar one. It was constructed across the river Tenpanai in Chengam Taluk. It is amidst of the Chinna Kesava Hills. It irrigates the land in Thandrampet and Tiruvannamalai blocks. So there is also a large crocodile farm and a fish grotto. Parks are maintained inside the dam for tourists and the gardens are also used by the film industry. Now the next thing is the Mullai Periyar Dam. Mullai Periyar Dam was built by the British administration in 1895. It has been constructed on the Periyar River, which originates from the Thekadi hills of Kerala. The dam was built mainly for the watering the farming land of Tamil Nadu, which is perennially drought prone. It's a large, but it's a drought prone dam. Vaigai Dam. This dam built across the river Vaigai near Andipatti. The dam with a height of 111 feet can store water up to 71 feet. It is located 7 km from the Andipatti and 70 km from Madurai. So this dam was opened on 21st January 1959. Manimuttar Dam is located about 47 km from Tirunelveli. The Papanasam Dam, it is also known as Karayar Dam and is located about 49 km away from the Tirunelveli. So the dam is used to irrigate Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi districts. This is Parampikulam Aliyar project, water resource management. See this map. This is multi-purpose river valley projects. What are the rivers are available? Pundi, Satyamurti Sahar, then Chembarambakam. Now you are watching in news, isn't it? Eri, Chembarambakam Eri. That is the thing. How it is blinking. Look at this. These are the Krishnagiri, Satanur Dam, Komuki, Wellington, Mettur, Bhavani Sagar, Parampikulam, Amravati, Mullai Periyar, Vaigai, Manimuttar, Papanasam and Kottayar. So lakes also mentioned here and dams key also mentioned. You have to do this map. 1 mark is there for your public exam. Now mineral resources you are going. Mineral resources. Tamil Nadu is the leading holder of country's resource of vermiculite, magnetite, junite, rutile, garnet, molybdenum and the ilmenite. The state accounts for the country's 55.3% of lignite, 75% of vermiculite, all minerals, okay, 69% of the junite, 59% of garnet, 52% of molybdenum and 30% of titanium mineral resources. Important minerals are found in the state are as follows. Neyveli has a large lignite resources. It's one of the important one word. Any either from the choose the correct answer or fill in the blanks or in the match the following they may ask, or to locate in a map also they will give a question. Neyveli. It has a large lignite resources. Lignite resource region Neyveli. Coal is also available in Ramanathapuram. Oil and gas which are found in the Kaveri basin. Iron deposits which are found in Kanjamalai region in Salem district and Kalrayan Malai region of Tiruvannamalai district. Magnesite ores are available near Salem. Bauxite is found in Shivarayan Hills, Kotagiri, Udagamandalam, Palani and Kollimalai areas. Gypsum, it is the raw material for the manufacturing of cement which is obtained in Tiruchirappalli, Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi and Virudhunagar districts. Ilmenite and the rutile are found in the sands of Kanyakumari beach. Limestone is available in Coimbatore, Kadalur, Dindigul, Kanjipuram, Karur, Madurai, Nagapattinam, Namakkal, Perambalur, Ramanathapuram, Salem and Tiruvallur districts. Magnesite, it is obtained in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Karur, Namakkal, the Nilgiris, Salem, Tiruchirappalli, Tirunelveli and Vellore districts. Feldspar, quartz, copper and lead are also found in some parts of the state. So these are the important mineral resources region. Next point of view is the industries. Industries use raw materials and convert them into usable product or goods that we have already discussed in the previous chapters. Manufacturing industries and what is industries. Industries means use of raw materials converting into finished products or the usable products or goods. Textiles like sugar, paper, leather, cement, electrical equipment, automobiles, information technology and tourism are the major industries of Tamil Nadu. One among that, very few we are going to be discussed about leather, textile industry, silk textiles, paper industry, cement industries are there. First let me go with the textile industry. Textile industry is one of the traditionally well developed industry in Tamil Nadu. The textile mills are concentrated in Coimbatore, Tirupur, Salem, Palladam, Karur, Dindigul, Virudhunagar, Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi, Madurai and Erode. Erode in Tamil Nadu is well known for marketing of handloom, power loom, kaitari, then electricity, power loom and ready-made garments. Coimbatore is also known as the Manchester of Tamil Nadu, Manchester of India, Mumbai. So here in Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore is a Manchester of Tamil Nadu. Why it is called Manchester? Because number of mills are accommodated in this area, in the Coimbatore textile mills, Coimbatore, Tirupur and Erode, which contribute a major share to the state's economy through the textiles. So this region is referred as a textile valley of Tamil Nadu. Now textile capital of Tamil Nadu, which area? Karur. Karur is known as the textile capital of Tamil Nadu. This is the textile industries, how they are manufacturing. This is the textile industry. Silk, you know very well, silk textiles in Tamil Nadu, which occupies nearly 4th position in the country in silk production. Kanjipuram silk is a unique in its quality and it's known for its traditional value all over the world. Kanjipuram, Arane, Kumbakonam, all silk, pattu. I think you heard very well. Kanchipuram pattu, Arane pattu, Kumbakonam, Salem, Coimbatore, Madurai and Tirunelveli are the important silk weaving centers in Tamil Nadu. Ramanathapuram has some specialized areas for the manufacturing of synthetic silk cloths too. Now the next is the leather industry. That is, Tamil Nadu accounts for 60% of the leather tanning processes of India and 38% of all leather footwear, garments and components. Tanning process, tool, padanidudal. That is making into coloring, keeping in sun and making as a color changes process, that is tanning, to clear that, to make it dark, and the getting dry, to make a footwear, garments and components. Hundreds of leather tanneries are located around Vellore and nearby towns such as Ranipet, Ambur and Vanembadi. The Vellore district is a top exporter of the finished leather goods in the country. Central Leather Research Institute, CLRI. It's a research laboratory. It's located in Chennai. It's in Guindy around. So next is the paper industry and the cement industry. Look at this. Some of the important GI tags of Tamil Nadu are given here. What is GI tag? Geographical indication. It's a name or a sign which is used on the products which corresponds to a specific geographical location. It provides the rights and protection of holders. Look at the places now. Arani. What are the products are very familiar? Arani silk. Kanjipuram silk. Coimbatore wheat grinder and Kora cotton sarees. Tanjore paintings, art plate, doll and Vinay. Nagarkoil for the temple jewelry. Erode for the turmeric. Salem Venpattu, Salem silk. Bhavani Jamakalam, bedsheet you used to call Jamakalam. Madurai Tungudi sarees like Swami Malai bronze icons. Nachiyar Kovil Kuttuvilakku. Pattamadai mat. Nilagiri orthodox embroidery work. So Mahabalipuram stone sculpture. Sirumalai hill banana. Then Yotomari coconut. So these are the major places and products which you used to get in Tamil Nadu. Now look at the information technology. According to the National Association of Software and Service Companies, the southern states continue to account for more than half of the country's total export of software. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh together account for 59.6% of India's total software exports. And Tamil Nadu is the second largest software export in the country next to the Karnataka. The list of IT parks in Tamil Nadu: Tidal Park, Ascendas, Mahindra World City, 4 IT, Mahindra Hub City, 4 IT and ITS says Tidal 2, IT and ITS says Tidal 3, Coimbatore says and Tidal Park. Sugar industry in Tamil Nadu is an important agro-based industry. It plays a vital role in the economic development of the state, particularly in the rural areas. In the village areas, the sugar industry provides a large-scale direct employment to the several thousands and indirect employment to the several lakhs of farmers indirectly, and agricultural laborers in the rural areas who are involved in cultivation of sugarcane, harvesting, transporting and the other services. So people are getting job in that employment problem. Now look at Tamil Nadu. Major industries. What are the industries are available? You can see the key legend what is available here: textile industry, leather industry, sugar, paper, silk, cement, information technology, electrical and electronics. So all these leather industries, textile, sugar, paper, silk, cement industry, all it's available in this map. Now let's look at the tourism industry. Tourism is considered as an industry because of its enormous potential in creating employment for a large number of people. In recent years, the state has emerged as one of the leading tourist destinations for the both domestic and as well as the foreign tourists. Tourism in Tamil Nadu is promoted by Tamil Nadu Tourism Development Corporation. The presence of ancient monuments, pilgrim centers, hill stations, a variety of natural landscapes, long coastline, along with the rich culture and heritage which makes Tamil Nadu the best destination for the tourist. Now we are coming to the population. You know very well the term population refers to the number of people who live in a defined area. That is called as a population. The statistical study of the characteristics of human population is called demography. What is demography? The statistical study of the characteristics of human population is called demography. Regions of high population where the people are high in Tamil Nadu state. So here Coimbatore, Chennai, Tiruvallur, Kanjipuram, Viluppuram, Dharmapuri, Salem, Madurai and Tirunelveli are the most populous district in the state. Agriculture and industrial development are the main causes of high concentration of population of these districts. There is a regions of moderate population, Tiruvannamalai, Kadalur, Tiruchirappalli and Tanjore districts which have a population around 30 to 35 lakh. So Vellore, Dindigul, Virudhunagar and Thoothukudi districts each have a population of 15 to 20 lakh. So other than agriculture, small-scale industries and fishing along the coastal areas are the major occupations of people in these districts. Regions of sparse, that is scanty, less population. The coastal districts of Nagapattinam, Tiruvarur, Pudukkottai, Ramanathapuram and Sivagangai have a less than 15 lakh. So the Nilgiris district has a population of less than 10 lakh population. The main thing, one of your fourth paragraph is the population density. The state ranks 12th among the Indian states in population density. So the national average density of population as per the 2011 census is 382. Chennai is the densest district with 26,903 persons per square kilometer, which followed by Kanyakumari, Tiruvallur, Kanchipuram, Madurai, Coimbatore, Kadalur, Tanjavur, Nagapattinam, Salem, Vellore and Tiruchirappalli. Area is very less, but people are more in number. So these are the regions with a high density of population. The least density of population is recorded in the Nilgiris and the other districts which have moderate density of population. So after this, we are going to discuss about the transport and communication. You know very well, more than part we have apart from that is the religion in the population side. What type of religions the people are surviving here? Hinduism, Christianity and Islam are the major religions in the state. The Hindus, which constitute the largest of the population, followed by the Christians and Muslims. Jainism and Sikhism and Buddhism and people of other religions also present in this state. What is the sex ratio? The sex ratio represents the number of females per 1,000 males. That is a ratio. The highest sex ratio is found in the Nilgiris district, which followed by the Tanjore district. The lowest sex ratio is reported in Dharmapuri district, followed by Salem. Literacy rate. Which district is the highest one rate? So Kanyakumari. The district of Kanyakumari has reported the highest literacy rate, while Dharmapuri district has the lowest rate. So a high level of literacy rate is also seen in Chennai, Thoothukudi, the Nilgiris and the Kanchipuram districts. So finally, we are coming to the transport and communication. So in that first among it's the roadways. It's one of your fifth paragraph. The state, which has a total road length of 1,67,000 kilometers, so in which 60,628 kilometers are maintained by the State Highways Department. It ranks second in India with a share of over 20% in the total road projects under operation in the public-private partnership model. Look at this. This is a very, very important. NH44. You people are showing instead of NH7, you are locating NH44 is the longest national highway. That is for the NH7 is the national highway, longest national highway in India entire. Okay. Here, this is for the Tamil Nadu, which runs from Hosur to Kanyakumari. Around 627.2 km via Dharmapuri, Salem, Karur, Dindigul, Madurai and Tirunelveli. NH785, which is the shortest national highway in Tamil Nadu, which runs from Madurai to Thovaranguruchi, 38 km around. Now we'll come to the railways. Tamil Nadu has a well-developed rail network as a part of Southern Railway headquartered at Chennai. The present Southern Railway network extends over a large area of the India's southern peninsula covering Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Puducherry, then minor portions of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Chennai has a well-established suburban railway network, a mass rapid transport system MRTS, and it is currently developing a metro system with its first underground stretch in operation since May 2017. Airways. Tamil Nadu has 4 major international airports. Chennai International Airport, that is Anna, and it is currently the third largest airport in India after Mumbai and Delhi. So other international airports in Tamil Nadu include Coimbatore, Madurai and Tiruchirappalli airports. Tamil Nadu has domestic airports also. That is, it are located at Tuticorin and Salem. Waterways. Tamil Nadu has 3 major ports. They are in Chennai, Ennore and Tuticorin. It has an intermediate port at Nagapattinam and 15 minor ports are there. Major ports 3 and 15 minor ports are there. So all the minor ports are managed by the Tamil Nadu Maritime Board, Chennai Port. This is an artificial harbour which is Chennai. and the second principal port in the country for the handling containers, Chennai port. Okay. Now discussing about the communication. Communication is derived from the Latin word communicare, meaning to share. The act of conveying or the exchanging the information is called as the means of communication. They are the mass communication and personal communication. All these things we have discussed very earlier in our previous chapters. And so for that purpose only they have given very short. Postal districts and headquarters in Tamil Nadu. Zone Chennai. Headquarters is Chennai. Western side, postal side, it's a Coimbatore. Central part is a Tiruchirappalli. And southern side, it's a Madurai. It's a headquarters in Tamil Nadu for the postal districts. These are the maps in Tamil Nadu transport side. This is roadways, which shows you with the key. Golden Quadrilateral Highway, North-South Corridor Highway, National Highway, State Highway and highway numbers also mentioned there. Okay, NH7, continuation. Look at this. This is a 7. It shows you the continuation long. And this is the railways. Broad gauge, meter gauge and electrified. Narrow gauge is also there. This is the railway tracks you have in Tamil Nadu. Now look at this. International airports, which is given you. This is the ports. Tamil Nadu, transport. All these coastal borders enjoys for the ports. Now look at this. This is a airways. International air route, domestic air route, international airports and the domestic airports are available. Final point of view, we are coming to the trade. Export and import. You know very well, trade already we have discussed. Trade means what? Export and import are the two components of the trade. Trades are nothing but a exchanging of goods from one place to the another place. So export means goods and services sold for the foreign currency. Tamil Nadu contributes nearly 12.2% of the country's exports. What is import means? Import refers to the goods and services which are brought from the overseas producers. That is the difference between the export and the import. So trade means we are doing export and import. So these are the two things that's happening, the basic two components for the trade. Tamil Nadu imports many goods from the outside. The difference between the values of export and the import, it's called as the balance of trade. What are the things imports of Tamil Nadu? Exports also here. Major exports of Tamil Nadu, it's a while. Agricultural products, leather products, gems and jewelry, chemicals and related products. We are exporting to the other states and the other countries. So what are the things are exporting? Agricultural product, tobacco, cereals, cotton, sugarcane, paddy, groundnuts, spices and vegetables. And in the leather products, we are giving wallets, purses, pouches, handbags, belts, footwear and gloves. And in the gems and jewelry, pearls, precious stones, gold jewelry, decorations and antiques, Paramayana Purutkal. Chemicals and related products, we are giving paper, chemicals, rubber and glass. So now here the imports of the Tamil Nadu. Machineries like transport equipment, machine tools, non-electrical machinery, pharmaceutical products, petroleum, fertilizers and newsprints, which are its major imports. The state which contributes around 10.94% to the country's trade through the major ports. So the above discussion which shows that Tamil Nadu is an important state of India in terms of size, population, resources and economic development. People in the state are well secured. The new schemes which introduced by the state government periodically have enabled notable progress in various fields. So summary is given for this lesson. Human geography is a branch of geography dealing with how human activity affects or it's influenced by the nature. Tropical crops like paddy, millets, pulses, oilseeds and plantation crops of tea, coffee, cashew, rubber, etc. are the major crops of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has 55.3% of lignite, 75% of vermiculite, 69% of dunite, 59% of garnet, 52% of molybdenum and 30% of titanium. So in this chapter, we have discussed the entire thing about the Tamil Nadu's matter. So please go through the lesson once again thoroughly, my dears. Thank you. Thank you so much.